Kerstad performed well. He had a couple of hits. I mean, it's just you got to be able to rely on those guys a little more too. So as much as it was great yesterday, and as much as Isaiah Campbell performed well, that's the other side of the coin where it's like, yeah, they did well, but we got to see more out of especially those two individuals and on the hitting side of things too.
And I think I mentioned this yesterday before that game. I think Casey Martin was 4 for 28 leading up to that, and he really didn't help himself at all out last night. And when you look at the fact that Arkansas was still able to win that game even without two of their best players doing anything from batting last night, that gives you confidence, but in a way it can scare you a little bit because they were only managed to get 3 runs last night. And so that being said, yes, you got a fantastic outing from Isaiah Campbell, but if you're going to survive in the Super Regional, you're probably going to have to score more than 3 runs probably against Ole Miss. I would think that maybe you can do that one game, but the others, you're probably not going to be able to survive that series without scoring a few more runs.
Yeah, because just knowing what the SEC is capable of as a conference in general, and Ole Miss being one of those teams in conference that has performed well this year, especially here in postseason play, those are things you're going to have to shore up. But again, it's about getting the wins however you can. A win is a win is a win. And it doesn't matter if you win 1-0 or 11-12 or 12-11. It doesn't matter. It just matters about getting the W at the end of the day, and Arkansas did enough. They were the better team yesterday over TCU, and now they're going to have to make sure that they do it all again today. You're not going to have Isaiah Campbell. That's the factor. Patrick Wicklander is going to be your guy, and he's going to have to perform really well too because you know TCU is going to be fired up. But at the same time, too, this is something that I wish we had guys like Scott Tabor on to talk more about, too. It's just how difficult is it to have it to where you go through one game, complete game already, like TCU has, and then a few hours later, you got to do a whole nother game for all the marbles. Like, it's one thing to survive and advance with the game against Central Connecticut State, but now you're in a winner-go-home situation tonight, and you've already gone through one full game this earlier today. You had one full game the night before, so essentially you're talking about in a span of 36 hours having 3 full baseball games. I know that's more for the pitching side of things, which you'll have some rotations, and we'll give you an update on what TCU is going to be doing with their pitching staff here in just a second. But I'm wondering from the hitting perspective, too, how big of a factor is that, where you're not running around all the time. You're not necessarily just going to be gasping for breath all the time in the game of baseball. It's just not played that way. But how much does fatigue factor in for this type of situation for TCU? You feel like it's going to be a benefit for Arkansas, but you've seen teams before find ways to win 2 games in such a short span as well.
I think it has to be a benefit for Arkansas. It'd be hard pressed to find a reasoning to say that TCU is better off for playing more games in a smaller time stretch than Arkansas is only competing in their 3rd game. So it's just baseball-wise, I was talking to Phil about this. It's just so hard, not only for the pitching, but you're just hot. I mean, you were up there last night.
Yeah,
it's pretty hot, wasn't it?
It was a little warm.
Yeah,
a little warm.
So I mean, that the sun alone just takes it out of you, and you're also competing in a sport. I know baseball is not the most physically taxing sport comparatively to football or even basketball because of how much more running you do. But that sun wears on you. Yeah. So it's definitely a benefit for Arkansas.
Well, and how I always like to compare to it is, okay, so you've sat out in, say, the hog pen before when it's been hot outside, right, for a full game.
Yes.
After it, even if you haven't been drinking or anything like that and having a good old time, just after it, are you not kind of like a little tired and exhausted just from sitting there watching the game?
Yeah, because the sun's beating down on you.
Yeah, so just imagine having to play baseball, too. It's the same factor. So there's a lot of elements that are going to be moving in. And there's a lot of things that obviously are going to go in Arkansas's favor because we mentioned that they had to start 2-0 because now TCU is in a situation where not only do they have to win tonight, but they have to win again tomorrow. And beating Arkansas twice is not going to be an easy task for anybody in such a short span. However, it's been done before. Arkansas just needs to make sure that they go out and they get the bats going. I have full confidence in Patrick Wicklander. I have full confidence in the pitching staff and the bullpen. That's because here's the thing, too, folks. Arkansas really has not used up their bullpen so far in this regional. I mean, they've had some guys come in. They've had some guys that had to step in, and I think it was on Friday night when Connor Nolan was pitching for him. They had
5 1/3.
Yeah, 5 1/3, and then they had a couple guys in there. Kosty Shock, I think, came in there for a split second. So you still, and Cronin was in last night, of course, for just that one inning. I doubt you'll throw him or anything, but you have a rested bullpen, is my point. So you have everything going for you right now. Everything is going for you. You Arkansas, you just got to go out and play your game.
Yeah, it's with the opportunity to step on the head of a snake tonight, not come back tomorrow night having to play another game. You have the opportunity. You're more rested than TCU. Just finish them off. And I know that's easier said than done, and Wicklander hasn't been exactly the most consistent guy for the year on the mound, but he's been much better at home than he has been on the road. So just finish him off tonight.
Yep, that's all you got to do. So we're going to continue to discuss this, though, and we have a lot of comments coming in on our live stream. Appreciate everybody watching in there. We'll get to those comments, and we'll address your questions if you want to comment on those. You can check it out on Periscope, on Facebook Live, as well as on YouTube. And, of course, our phone lines are open, folks. If you want to get in on the conversation, if you want to call in live from the Hog Pen, you can do so. Ty's got the delay ready and roaring, so try to keep it clean, try to keep it classy, and we're going to continue to discuss everything going on with Razorback baseball here in the Fayetteville Regional. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. More of Arkansas baseball tonight coming up next.
This is Arkansas Baseball Tonight, presented by Southern Tire Mart. Come see them today, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith.
Hey, Matt, you know it's finally baseball season.
Yeah, Dad, but it's always Razorback season.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Hog fans, it's always Razorback season of some sort.
And whether you're needing something for yourself or a gift for someone special, the Stadium Shop has you covered.
From the kitchen to the bedroom.
Or from the living room to the man cave.
The Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Baum Stadium has the best selection of Razorback items in the world.
Or you can shop us online at shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
So what if we grill out for every baseball game?
Ah, you're such a dad.
Go Hogs.
Adams & Son Roofing and Construction is here to assist in the rebuilding of our community during this historical time in the River Valley and surrounding areas. Adams & Son Roofing and Construction does quality workmanship from complete roofing, siding, gutters, inside your own remodeling, plus all your construction needs. Give them a call today for a free estimate. 479-434-4455. Adams & Son Roofing and Construction, licensed, insured, and bonded. Check us on the web at adamsroofingandconstruction.com. Adams & Son Roofing and Construction, here for our community.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shop, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. Stop by 7320 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith or call 648-3342. You can also catch them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible tires. Get up to $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Your Firestone tires are waiting for Tire Mart, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith.
Valid now through July 8th. Restrictions apply. Card issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. The Bancorp Bank member FDIC and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. Card terms and conditions apply. See store for details. All rights reserved. Subject to credit approval. The Bancorp Bank is not affiliated with CFNA.
If you run your own business, when you're not on the job, you're on the road. In your van. Signs that say detour and do not enter are just plain bad for business. Well, here's a sign that's great for business. It says 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance on Mercedes-Benz Sprinter or Metris vans. Powerful, capable, and affordable. That's Mercedes-Benz Van Power. With pioneering safety technologies and low total cost of ownership, Mercedes-Benz vans are the right choice for your business. Check out the full lineup of Mercedes-Benz vans starting at just $25,995. 0% financing and up to 2 years complimentary scheduled maintenance. That's van power for all. Mercedes-Benz vans, born to run.
Starting at price refers to base model Metris worker cargo van. Excludes all options, taxes, title registration, transportation charge, and dealer prep fee. Please see your dealer or go to mvvans.com for further details and exclusions.
FMLA, FLSA, ACA.
It's harder than ever for businesses to keep up with today's evolving alphabet soup of regulations. What's a company to do? Kronos. With Kronos, you can minimize compliance risk and track HR policies, making sure they are applied consistently and fairly. HR, payroll, talent, and timekeeping in one unified system, all with a proven implementation approach and simplified, transparent pricing. Learn more at kronos.com/compliance. Kronos, workforce innovation that works.
Guess how many Americans are unhappy employees? More than half. Maybe they're like Michael, who was going nowhere, working for peanuts as a utility company security guard. Then Michael went to My Computer Career and ditched that rent-a-cop whistle for an IT career in less than 6 months. So if you're unhappy, go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Classes meet just twice a week on campus or live online. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
You're listening to Arkansas Baseball Tonight on ESPN 95.3.
Welcome back into Arkansas Baseball Tonight. Appreciate everybody listening in this afternoon, this evening. Really, it's kind of a weird thing because it's a Sunday night, technically, around 6:45. These 8 p.m. games, man, it's pretty killer. But considering that the amount of Razorback fans that were already lined up at 7:30 this morning outside of the Hog Pen, dedication knows no bounds when it comes to Razorback fans. It's unbelievable.
And I think you and I were questioning because we had gotten a lot of text messages and social media responses saying that a lot of people were going to skip the regional game and just assume Arkansas was going to make it to the super regional. John, they've showed out in these first 2 games. You had over 10,000, slightly over 10,000 in the Friday game at 1 o'clock, which is not exactly easy for people to get to, being still a work day. And then last night, and I know you're going to want to get into this, the attendance was announced just under 11,000, but you were there. You were an attendee. It felt like much more than that.
Oh, to me, last night was one of the bigger-looking crowds I've seen at Baum-Walker Stadium. I'm not saying that it was the record crowd, but I'd be hard-pressed to see any other crowd that. Like, here's the thing. I think that the final attendance numbers, just depending on who you're looking at, I think that they went ahead and do. Because here's the thing. Scanned attendance, paid attendance, whatever. The paid attendance was 10,900. Tickets scanned at 10,600. I hate those numbers because those are not true. I was at the game last night. I think the record for Baum-Walker Stadium is a little over 12,000 people. I was at that game that had over 12,000 people. It was the Missouri State game just a few years ago in the Super Regional. I don't know how you could have fit 1,500 more people into Baum-Walker Stadium yesterday. Because that would be the number you'd have to fit in to break the record. And just by looking at it last night, I was out there in the Hog Pen. Also would walk around in the concourse too. I did not see any empty seats. I did not see any open space where behind the seats in the concourse, people were standing up from foul pole to foul pole, essentially. Out in the Hog Pen, there was not any room or any areas for anybody to just walk in and place a chair. Even in the bleachers behind the Hog Pen, those were essentially full. I just do not know where they could have fit 1,500 more people. So last night's attendance numbers were false. They're false.
It's calling out the ticket scanners.
I am. Those ticket scanners are trash.
All that.
All of it. It was wrong.
And I think Hunter Yurchek, I can't remember what interview it was, he kind of was joking and being coy about if the scanners, not only for baseball, but for the other sports as well, which happens sometimes. And again, you're trying to scuttle everyone through and make it as quickly as possible because you don't want to be traffic jams when you're trying to get all these people inside whatever venue at the University of Arkansas they're going to. But you would think with all the technology we have in today, a simple thing like a ticket scanner would be easy enough to catalog the amount of people that go in and it would be able to get the amount of tickets right, but doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so. And you wouldn't think it'd be that difficult, but it's just, and here's the thing, does it matter at the end of the day? Not really. But it is one of those things, though, that when attendance numbers comes out, because, everyone likes to promote how many fans they had, it's going to be like Mississippi State's going to have a lot, LSU's going to have a lot, and then Arkansas is going to be like third or fourth, and it's like...
Which you got fourth this year behind LSU, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss.
And I'm not... that I don't know, because you're talking about 30-plus games.
Correct.
So who knows what that is. But when it comes down to it, if you want to be one of those teams that's mentioned... I feel like there was at least 12,000 people there last night. So I'm calling my shot. I'm sticking with it. Again, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but it does show you the greatness of Razorback fans, man. Even out there in the hog pen, everybody was sitting out there just focused in on the game. They couldn't see it that well. But to show how focused they were in the game, if you stood up for more than 3 seconds, people were yelling at you, telling you to sit down because they could not see.
Speaking of interactions with fans, you happen to be around one that kind of made its waves across the social media landscape with a fan who was criticizing the decision-making of Dave Van Horn.
I'm telling you, it was a weird situation that I saw last night. I'm probably going to talk about it more on the Morning Rush tomorrow morning as well. But, there was this old man fan that was out there in the hog pen that after Christian Franklin, I believe it was in the 5th inning.
Yeah, he popped up
a bunt.
With bases loaded, I think.
No, bases weren't loaded. You didn't have any outs you left.
Bases ended up being loaded.
Loaded later in the inning,
Correct.
right.
That's what I was thinking.
And he bunted it and went straight up in the air. The catcher caught it, and it was an out. Well, this old man just went off and basically said to the extent, and this is just going off what I could hear, that Dave Van Horn's, this is why he's never going to be elite. This is why he's never going to be the coach that leads Arkansas to championships, because decisions like that of having guys bunt in those situations, which, of course, mixing in with some rabid Razorback fans and a little liquid courage, they did not sit too well. They started booing him. They started saying throw him out. The cops showed up. They formed a perimeter around him as the situation was getting hostile. And then a few minutes later, probably about 15, 20 minutes later, all I know is that he's being escorted out. Now, he did not get escorted out because he was criticizing Dave Van Horn. I want to make that extremely clear. Got escorted out because I'm sure there were other reasons and other things that he was saying and criticizing of Dave Van Horn, and also with the other fans too. But it was just a weird situation, a weird story, and I'm hoping that I can get more on that or to the bottom of it more too. But it's always tough when you have something like that happen, and most people who are in the outfield have been, drinking for the most part, and they all want to have their own story. And there's always a little bit of embellishment and exaggeration, but either way, it was a weird story nonetheless. But in the end, it didn't really matter for Arkansas as they got the victory last night against TCU, and they'll be setting up against TCU once again tonight. I like Arkansas's chances, folks. Yesterday I was worried. I still feel like Arkansas was going to win because you had Isaiah Campbell. But I was worried. It's like, okay, what was the one thing that caused Arkansas problems all year long? Left-handed pitching, quality left-handed pitching. You were going to be going up against one of the best left-handed pitchers in college baseball last night, Nick Lodolo. And what'd you do? You won. Now, you didn't get the bats growing great. There were times where they weren't great, but you scored 3 runs. And when you got a guy like Isaiah Campbell, in most cases, that's all you need.
Yeah, and we talked about what they needed yesterday, and it was timely hitting, and they managed to get it. And obviously with Isaiah Campbell doing what he did through 8 innings, that was just tremendous for the Arkansas baseball team, because if he wasn't pitching lights out like he was last night, there's a good chance they could have lost that ball game. But he brought it, and I believe he finished with 8 strikeouts. It's not like it was just the stat popping, but to go through 8 innings, only giving up 1 run. And then for Cronin to come in, as Phil dubbed the fire-breathing dragon, and just close them out.
Yeah.
His 12th save of the season. Pitching-wise, you were solid, but again, you mentioned it at the top of the show. You gotta find Casey Martin. Like, he's disappeared these last few games, and that's weird saying a former Golden Spikes semifinalist, arguably the number 1 prospect in this upcoming 2021 draft. He hadn't done anything hitting-wise. Now, defensively, he's had some errors and stuff. He's made also some good plays. You gotta kind of combine those, but from a hitting perspective, he can't seem to put a bat on the ball, John.
And I don't know why. Like, is it a psychological thing? I mean, is that what's holding him up? Is it... I don't know. I wish I had an answer for that. I really did. Because this is prime time, man. You got to rely on your guys that have been there before. And it's not just tonight, and I don't want to, or not just last night that there's been issues. There have been other issues too. So I don't want to make it sound like, I'm living in the moment in that one game, one night. Now it's all just going down the crap. I know. I'm not going to take that approach. But I will say, though, that if you're Arkansas, that has to be at least mildly concerning, right? I mean, that has to be something that's on your mind of like, okay, we got good pitching. We know we got our ace, but if they're not going to be able to score more than 2 or 3 runs a game, and they're not going to be able to get solid hitting from some of their most important guys on the field, that's not a situation you ever want to find yourself in. So, I don't know.
Here's a stat from Kyle Declenbaum down in KTV in Little Rock. Casey Martin is 0 for 19 since Game 3 against Texas A&M.
That's awful.
4-19.
That's awful.
And again, that's so, it's just weird saying that because of how good of a baseball player he is, but just he's had a run of bad luck.
Yeah, run of bad luck, I think, is putting it mildly. So hopefully he figures it out, because this is the last thing you want to do and last thing you want, a type of situation you want to find yourself in. But it all comes down to tonight. If Arkansas gets the victory, they're moving on to the Super Regional, and we're going to continue to discuss it right here on Arkansas Baseball tonight. 877-377-6963 is the number to call in. More coming up at the top of the hour. Stay with us.
Hey, Matt, it's finally baseball season.
Yeah, Dad, but it's always Razorback season.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, I probably am right.
Hog fans, it's always Razorback season of some sort.
And whether you're needing something for yourself or a gift for someone special, the Stadium Shop has you covered.
From the kitchen to the bedroom.
Or from the living room to the man cave.
The Stadium Shop at 989 South Razorback Road in Fayetteville next to Bomb Stadium has the best selection of Razorback items in the world.
Or you can shop us online at shoponrazorback.com. That's shoponrazorback.com.
So what if we grill out for every baseball game?
Ah, you're such a dad.
Go Hogs. Get $60 back by mail on a Firestone Visa prepaid card when you buy a set of 4 eligible tires. Get up to $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Your Firestone tires are waiting for you at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith.
Valid now through July 8th. Restrictions apply. Card issued by the Bancorp Bank pursuant to a license from Visa USA Inc. The Bancorp Bank member FDIC, and can be used everywhere Visa debit cards are accepted. Card terms and conditions apply. See store for details. All rights reserved. Subject to credit approval. The Bancorp Bank is not affiliated with CFNA.
There's a difference between do it yourself and do it for a living. At the Home Depot, we get that. And we're here to help pros get the job done with the products and brands you trust. Technology to keep your job on track. Job site delivery to save you time. And bulk pricing on over 4,000 items every day to save you money. When you've got a job, we're on the job. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
It's your piece of land. Your point of pride, your place of peace and quiet. Your yard means something to you. So mow like you mean business with a professional-grade Gravely zero-turn mower. Gravely means comfort. Gravely means strength. Gravely means cutting precision. Gravely mowers mean business. Gravely, build to mow the distance.
Visit Bush Machine and Tractor, 7301 0 Street in Fort Smith, or at bushtractor.com.
It's your piece of land. Your point of pride, your place of peace and quiet. Your yard means something to you. So mow like you mean business with a professional-grade Gravely zero-turn mower. Gravely means comfort. Gravely means strength. Gravely means cutting precision. Gravely mowers mean business. Gravely, build to mow the distance.
Visit Bush Machine and Tractor, 7301 0 Street in Fort Smith, or at bushtractor.com.
34 million Americans smoke. That's about 1 in 7 people. Not every smoker wants to continue using cigarettes. Juul was designed by smokers for smokers to be a satisfying alternative to cigarettes. Juul is a vapor product that contains nicotine for a satisfying transition. If you're one of the 34 million adults who smoke, know that there is an alternative to cigarettes. Make the switch at Juul.com. That's JUUL.com. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
O'Reilly. A dead battery can leave you stranded, so get yours tested for free during Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Need a replacement? Purchase a Superstart Extreme or Superstart Platinum battery and get up to $25 in O'Reilly gift cards after a mail-in rebate. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
World Class Fitness in Fort Smith is not like other gyms. Open 24/7 so you can work out however, whenever you want. With women's only workout area, free childcare, racquetball courts, and large free weight area, this is the gym for you. World Class Fitness is not that gym. There are no limitations to your goals, gains, or success. No contract and special discount pricing options available. So visit WCFit.com or stop by World Class Fitness today. Don't forget to try clean cooking for your meal prep needs.
You're listening to Arkansas Baseball Tonight on ESPN 95.3.
Fort Smith.
The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 90 days. Scores, highlights, and analysis. This is Arkansas Baseball Tonight.
Swung on up the middle for a base hit.
and you can't put this one to bed. The Razorbacks come back and walk off.
Presented by Southern Tire Mart. Come see them today, just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith.
Pack your bags, load them up, gas the car, and raise that bright red flag to the skies. 423 miles away, the Emerald City awaits. The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Here's your host, John Neighbors.
Welcome back in Arkansas baseball tonight. A mere half hour away from the IMG pregame broadcast with Phil Elson and Bubba Carpenter. Always looking forward to that. And then 8 p.m. first pitch. That's right, folks. Sunday night, 8 p.m. You're going to be watching a baseball game. You're going to be listening to a baseball game. You're going to be having fun with a baseball game as the Razorbacks will be taking on TCU tonight for all the marbles here in Fayetteville. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people are listening in and watching our live stream and talking about this game. And some of you are even there at Baum Walker Stadium already. So making it happen already. That's incredible. I'm sure that those of you, though, who have made it to Baum Walker Stadium are on your way. You know all about the Stadium Shop. We've been talking a lot about it here throughout the season, essentially here, baseball season, but especially here in postseason play. And they're the home of the number one selling Hogs shirt in the market. And Father's Day is soon. Think of your dad, because he wants to have everything in his Razorback man cave, right? How about a Razorback video arcade cabinet? What about a poker table that's Razorback themed? Or bumper pool table? They have it all. Plus, it's time to move out the old room and make room for the new room with racks full of all kinds of Razorback stuff. 75% off. Yes, 75% off. That means $20 t-shirt or hat on the sale rack is only $5 after the discount, but this will only last while supplies last. So be sure to check it out. The Stadium Shop right there next to Baum Walker Stadium, 989 South Razorback Road, or check them out online at shoponrazorback.com. Been talking a lot about the game tonight versus TCU, and we've had a lot of people commenting in and talking about it. You can tell that the excitement is certainly just pouring over where we're doing this, and people are already throwing out woo pigs and all of that good stuff. And some people have just had some questions about it. Is it televised, folks? As of right now, it is not televised besides on ESPN3.com and the Watch ESPN app. It's not on SEC Network or ESPNU or anything like that as of right now. If it changes, we will for sure keep you updated on that. But as of right now, the Razorback Baseball official Twitter account has not put anything out about it. I know that there were some people saying that they heard it was on ESPNU. Have not heard that just yet.
Well, I'm just now doing a little look,
little research,
and the ESPN app has the ESPNU sticker attached to it.
Okay.
So, but that, I mean, I've seen this at times where you've had a channel associated with something. I mean, we've seen like sometimes they screw that up, but that would be big, even though
it would be.
We don't have ESPNU.
Yeah, for some reason. I don't know why.
We have all the other ESPN channels.
Yeah, we have them all, but I guess ESPNU wasn't worthy enough. We have the SEC alternate channel, but we don't have ESPNU. How fun is that? But you know, and the main thing about it is too, folks, is I'm monitoring it also through the from the Razorback Baseball Twitter account, because here's the thing. I'm just spitballing here maybe, but I feel like that if the game ended up being televised tonight, the University of Arkansas Razorback Baseball Twitter account's probably going to put out something about it, because they have been getting blown up with tweets asking this question, and they have not put out anything yet. But again, if it changes, if anything changes,